Warning. Elements of real-world religion are used in this podcast to serve the purposes of a work of fiction. They are to drive the drama forward and are not intended to be taken as a statement of opinion by the players. Thank you for listening.
I'm your cousin from Delaware. We're on a hunting trip.
Of course you are, cuz. I tip my hat to her.
She's
what time of
spits.
What time of the day is it?
It's getting on to like late afternoon, early evening by the time you're actually in town.
Good late afternoon, miss.
She nods, spits.
Levi smiles. And I look around for a sign of the town first, if there's a name for it or anything like that. Like now entering.
No, you don't see anything like that. What you do see is that she's apparently standing in front of a barber shop because there's a plain sign with a pair of scissors that's been wood burned onto it.
Okay. Now, forgive me for asking a very stupid question, but what do you call this town? We just happened to cross it.
Fortune.
We came across Fortune. How fortunate.
I knew you were going to say it.
It was right there. It was right there, cousin. I had to.
The lowest hanging fruit, my friend.
Miss Temperance, wasn't there a lady named Fortune who worked in that place back in Hope's Landing?
You're not there.
I kind of seem to remember.
I look at my, I kind of toss my hair a little bit. Well, my mane could use a bit of trimming. How much do you charge, miss, and what's your name?
Shop's closed.
Well, Miss Shop's closed. My name is Levi. What do you call yourself for when I come back?
God, David, I'm Grandpa.
I don't.
All right. Where's the best place to find lodging in this here town?
She points the trail.
Yep, she's a dwarf, all right.
Well, I am immediately in love with this town. I appreciate your time, Miss Shop's closed. My cousin and I are going to be going further into town, if you don't mind. Who is in charge here?
She contemplatively chews on her bit of tobacco.
That means she's thinking.
She says, yep, we got a mare.
Well, congratulations. You got yourself a mare.
Is it a record official
Let
or a
us,
female horse?
let us try again, cousin.
Let's venture further, and we'll see if this mare is a person or a horse.
As you come in, you see that there are some folks. Looks like 6 or 7 people. And they're up at like a range. They've got like a fence with a bunch of bottles on top. And there's a guy walking back and forth, well-trimmed mustache, like big spruce mustache. And he's wearing like a old Union Army officer hat. Mm-hmm. Not sure if it's his or not. But he's pacing back and forth. He's chewing on a reed. And he's like, all right, shoot! And they fire and a bunch of bottles break and a bunch of bullets hit.
The bottles fire back. The bottles win.
The bullets win. The bullets take you out. Actually. The bottles are fine. But they're shooting like a bunch of like the fence gets chewed up by bullets and a couple of the glass bottles break and he's like, again, reload! And he's going back and forth and they appear to be doing like military style drills.
Interesting.
Are they uniformed at all?
He's wearing a Union hat, but nobody's wearing like a proper uniform.
They just look like kind of like a militia or something like
Exactly.
I'm gonna see if people are taking notice of us.
You get like lots of looks from people on side streets or people sitting on balconies and stuff like that. There's only maybe, when you look around, you get a good look at the town itself. There's like 4 or 5 businesses and maybe a half a dozen other structures. Like this is a tiny town.
Okay. With a lot of people.
Yeah, there's close to, well, somewhere between 60 and 100 people.
Is there a church?
Good question. As you're riding through the town...
The best question, Ben.
You see that there was a church. There is the framework of what was clearly a church. You can see sort of the outline of the steeple in charred wood.
Oh.
It appears that whatever church they had has been burnt to the ground.
They got into black metal. Well, Cousin Blythe, what do you make of this? Seems they're a bit preoccupied and, I'll wave to the people staring, and, observant.
You still wearing the Confederate outfit?
I didn't really. It's covered. It's covered in plating right now, but yes, there's part of it on there.
I just didn't know if maybe they'd take some exception to that. Well, as to not look any stranger than we already do to these people, to just ride into town, look around and ride out. Let's go get a drink. Stay whatever we determine is a polite amount of time to stay, and then leave.
With the mood I'm observing, I'd say we have about an hour.
Hour it is then. Let's go.
All right. Are the rest of you following in, or is it just these two?
Well, we didn't really discuss that.
I said that we're gonna
We-
hang
we
back
were-
while we scouted it out.
We
so.
were scouting it out.
But I think an hour is plenty of time to give them an opportunity to scout before we say, all right, fuck it, they might be in trouble, let's go.
Up to you.
All right. Well, let's start with them
Well-
then. Come back.
So, at some point, Gideon wants to say, Mr. Blackbird, can I talk to you for a moment? Maybe Temperance can watch this little fella, and I just
We're in
want
there
to.
somewhere.
Yeah, I kind of should. I saw him. And yeah, let's go see what lies off the trail over here.
So, Mr. Blackburn, you kind of dressed me up and down the other day for keeping secrets and stuff.
Yep, I did that.
I think it's time I told you. It's time I told you maybe who I am, where I come from, and why I'm out here all alone, and why I found you guys.
Well, I sure would appreciate that. I wonder what it is about our present situation that makes you talkative.
You just gotta promise me you won't tell a lick of this to Temperance or Doc or that Mr. Williams guy.
I'm gonna just regard you kind of quietly for a minute. And...
We can leave the room if you want.
Do you want us out of the room?
No. The role play is fine.
It's not that kind of thing.
So he spits in his hand and he holds his hand out.
So did you guys like walk away from where Temperance and
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're
I don't want
yeah.
Temperance here. I don't want.
Handshake.
Especially don't want the doofus dude, the zombie.
Solomon, yeah, Solomon will hang out with Temperance. They'll get on a conversation, and Temperance is just like,
Oh, really? Interesting.
Nice.
And Jed's kind of like this. From where I'm from, this is as solemn a promise as a man can make. I will not share your secret until you tell me that it is your wish that I do so.
And you're probably the most open-minded man I think I ever seen. I don't see anything that you ain't.
Very well then, what would you have you say?
So I ran away. So you gotta forgive me because I don't know how to. I ain't never told anybody this, and I don't even know how to say it because nobody's gonna believe me.
Let's take your time. Words will come.
So I ran away. I ran away from this group. Line.
Aaronites.
They call themselves Aryanites.
Aaronites. Aryanites would be
I'm saying it wrong.
Nazis.
I'm saying it wrong on purpose.
Okay.
That's okay.
They might be the same thing.
I was in this school, see, and it was a school that they ran for special kids that they just had found, I guess. I mean, I had no parents, and they just sort of found me. When I was there, they taught us things, and those things they kind of made me scared. There was a whole bunch of us kids, and every now and then some of them would just kind of never be seen again. And I didn't like what they was teaching. They was teaching how to hurt people and how to trick people and how to mess with people. And I have to say I learned some of that stuff, that I can actually do some of that stuff. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't like it. I don't like it when I do it, and I only do it when I'm in trouble. But I think your new friend over there, he might have been It might be somebody who knows what I know may have messed with him.
You been had by one of them tricks they taught you?
And we might be going right into a trap of these types.
When you were at that school, they teach you how to undo the things you done?
I never stayed long enough to learn. I've been trying to think about how to do it. I really can only help myself not have it. And I have to be honest, I can maybe do it to other people. But I won't. I promise I won't. It's just something I learned.
Can you do it to that man? Solomon?
I can, but he'll know I did it. I can't hide it for long. He'll eventually wake up and know. It might be somebody who's done this for years that knows how. I'm just a kid. I don't really know how to control this stuff that well. And I know I'm sounding kind of crazy, but
Well, what I've seen the past few days, crazy seems to be the new normal. I appreciate you telling me this. So.
And I need to tell you something else too. And you may not like it, but I have to say it.
Well, out with it, boy.
I think Mr. Williams can do it too. That's why I said what I said 2 days ago.
Well,
I don't know what to make of him, but I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just a kid and I don't know what I'm talking about.
well, I'm not much one for wisdom or strange powers, but it seems to me that the wisest thing a man can do is know when he's hit his limitations. And if you've hit yours, then, well, I'd say you're in the makings of being a pretty good man. You keep being honest with me, and I'll keep doing what I can to help you out with your problems.
Just be careful. Some things can't be shot. And
Well,
you may be. Some things just may kind of take you as a bit weird, and just be ready for it.
tell you what, I'm gonna keep shooting things until I find something that can't be shot. As soon as I do, I'll let you know.
Gideon beans. You got a deal.
Nice.
All right, and I'm gonna come out of the woods, Miss Temperance, and I throw you the 100 feet of rope that we got. Would you please tie Miss Solomon to the nearest tree?
Oh, Mr. Blackbone, you know how good I am with knots.
What?
Miss Solomon, we're gonna get you home just as soon as we can, but right now we are in a bit of an emergency. Try not to go nowhere. Miss Temperance, tie it nice and tight.
No, Mr. Solomon, don't worry. I'll be real gentle and I won't even charge you none.
I don't even have any money.
I'm not even gonna charge you, Mr. Solomon. Don't
No one's gonna
worry.
hurt you. Relax, we'll be back soon. You'll be right as rain.
Don't mind the wolves.
He's like panicking now. Initiative, I guess?
28.
Damn, kid. Your alertness.
Yeah.
19.
He's
Gideon?
getting tied to that tree.
Sorry, sir.
5.
Jedediah, you see he's about to panic and bolt.
Can I draw my gun, point it at him, and intimidate him?
Yes, you can.
All right.
I think we're just gonna butt stroke him in the face with the shotgun.
All right. We're gonna. Oh, nat one. No.
Oh yeah, he gets up out of the saddle and starts running. Temperance, you were up.
Am I still on? I'm still on my horse.
Yes.
And he's on foot?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to lasso him.
Yes.
Nice.
Hey. You were not trained in it, so you get no
Proficiency.
Proficiency, that's what I'm looking for. But you do get your dexterity mod for trying to throw a rope at him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all you got.
10.
Nope.
Fucker.
I was just gonna say run him over with the horse.
He starts trying to weave through the trees just to get away from you. He moves 60 feet away. Gideon, what do you have?
Time to work your magic, bud.
Well, is there any chance I can cast anything without her seeing me cast anything?
She's pretty focused on throwing her lasso.
If you make a deception check contested by her insight check, then yes.
Do it.
God damn it. I don't know if cursing would be right for the kid. He'll say, like, gosh darn it.
I'm smart.
Dagnabbit.
I'm smart, but I thought that coming out west and seeking my fortune was a good idea. So
Yeah.
I'm skilled in the insight. I ain't skilled in the deception. So I'll do it anyway. Let's do it anyway.
Hit it.
I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 4.
got a
No
rock.
bonus. So you
So she's gonna see what you do.
idiotically see what I'm idiotically doing.
And what is it that you were
I'm
idiotically
just,
doing?
oh shit, is he within 30 feet?
He is if you ride 30 feet on your horse.
He doesn't have a
Yeah,
horse.
I'm
on
not
a
on the
horse.
horse.
Ah.
Never mind.
If
I
you
do
use
not-
your move to move 30 feet,
You can move 30 feet, be within 30 feet.
Yeah, you can still run.
Wait. Maybe this is funner. Let me see what the range of this is.
Fireball.
Fireball! Lightning bolt! Lightning
Bugs!
bolt!
Bugs.
It's also 30 feet, but it's also kind of... Oh, no, yeah, I'm going to go back to my first one. Yeah, so I'll run after 30 feet.
Yep.
I'm going to charm him.
Okay.
I'm a charm person.
It is a wisdom save throw.
It is a wisdom save, and your target will be 14.
17.
Oh, you prick.
Can you use your...
Inspiration to force him to
it's
roll.
actually too
No,
late.
his
Well, I already had a
divination.
portent, but he already rolled. I didn't even think
His
of it.
portent.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it. I got to announce it before you do it.
Oh, if you want to use an inspiration and then immediately force me to use it, I will.
Does anybody have an inspiration they can loan me?
Yo.
I use mine. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
What
You roll a 7.
What did you roll for your portents today?
A 4 and a 7, so it's the shit
All right,
rolls.
I roll a 7. Plus 1 is 8. I fail.
Cool. You were now charmed.
Well, I guess your secret's out.
Well, temperance thought. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
So he
Why
stops
don't
running.
you just
understand.
take a seat over there by that tree?
I'm tired.
Yeah, you look tired. Have a rest.
That's rude. And he goes and he sits down.
I'm sorry, Temperance. Maybe Mr. Blackthorn can.
Bunch drop
Explain
in the face
it.
with a shotgun.
Sorry for what, Gideon?
But I think we gotta get moving. I think we gotta find the others.
Sorry for what? I think you were very convincing. You helped us out quite a bit, and now I'm gonna make sure that Mr. Solomon is safe.
I just beam. There's a big old smile,
I
ear to ear.
pick my revolver up from the dirt where I dropped it when I tried to try and intimidate him. And I go to Mr. Solomon, who's now comfortable up against the tree.
Yep.
Now, just, take yourself a little rest, and we're just gonna tie you to this tree to make sure, no one steals you from us.
He raises an eyebrow.
Right?
He looks over at Gideon like, "Is this cool?"
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be all right here. It's fine.
This is our way of making sure you get home safe tonight. Now, just relax. We gotta go see to something, but we'll be back.
Yeah, he sort of rolls his eyes back
Tosses
and
hair.
tells us that. Meanwhile, I'm going to cut away from you guys.
It lasts an hour.
Good boy.
Yeah, it lasts an hour. I don't have to concentrate.
We'll
Levi
probably
and
just
I
have
go
a quick,
then.
have a quick drink. Levi will make some attempt at socializing.
All right, so
See
you
how
walk
well it
into
goes.
the. It's sort of like a combination of things. It's the local cafe, restaurant, bar, and hotel. The hotel part seems to be not a very popular option,
Okay.
but the locals do like to drink on occasion. Come in, and they apparently are drinking primarily
Gas.
like currant juice and carrot juice
God.
and
Oh God, they're vegans. Oh,
That all sounds good so far.
God damn it, it's Northampton.
Damn it. I'm a hippie. I like
with
that
various
stuff.
juices and things. And you get in, and there's pretty empty space. You've got like 3 guys who are having a conversation by the door in one of the round tables. You come in, and they stop talking and look up at you. And there's a guy who's sitting up at the bar. He's got, he's like laying back like this in his chair. He's got a drink. He's looking at the bottom of the glass.
The guys that
Shoots it.
stop talking and look at us, I just look at them directly in the eyes and go, "Hi," and then just walk to the bar.
Yeah,
Nice.
I tip my hat to them.
The one in the back tilts his hat and he goes, "Hard."
I order a whiskey.
This guy with the bar sees you two come up and he says, "Ah, new friends I see."
Would like to be.
That is indeed the door. Good evening.
He extends a hand. He says, Perry Mullen.
Levi Williams. Good to meet you, Perry.
Dark blood.
Levi, Doc, pleasure to see you. What brings you out to Fortune tonight?
A bit of a hunting excursion out here.
Hunting? What are you hunting for?
Moose.
Oh, well, I find plenty of moose. By the look of you, I thought you were hunting for gold.
I mean, if gold happens to show up in our travels...
Well, let me be clear. I'm here for gold myself, and I have a claim around here, so maybe it's, He looks up at your rifle, he goes, so maybe not take my gold?
You've no competition in this. Do not worry.
Was it Perry?
Perry, yeah.
Perry, we are not highwaymen, nor are we prospectors.
That's good.
We're from out east on a holiday for just hunting. That's
Oh, from out east. Well, I would offer to buy you a drink, but I have not yet found any of this said gold. Perhaps could you spare for another glass of whiskey?
Is he the barkeep?
No, he's just the guy sitting in the
Oh,
bar.
it's just the guy sitting in the Yes.
Oh, well, sure.
I will buy him a whiskey. I'll buy myself a whiskey.
Yeah, I'll contribute to his as well.
Yeah, he's very excited about this. He talks your ear off about all the things he's been doing around town. He's a prospector with a claim out here. He bought the claim from a businessman out east he thought was reputable. Came out here to make good on his claim. Turns out not so much in terms of gold. But he goes out and he pans this stream every couple of days, and whatever he does find, various small pieces of ore or fish he can catch or whatever he basically can get, he turns into booze so he can come back to town and drink. And he tells you that Fortune is a town that has not openly welcomed him, but they tolerate him. And it's a nice enough place that's far enough away from the city that he's content to stay out here for a while.
What's it like being here in Fortune?
I was gonna say, so I'll take a glass, set it down.
Yep.
Levi, sit down, set a glass down.
Thank
Then we
you.
can kind of lean in and be like,
Yeah.
Appreciate that, cuz. What's it like living here?
Well, there are times when it's hard. There are times when it's not so hard. There's a lot of folk move through this town. So
we noticed a lot of raised eyebrows upon our entrance into the town limits.
We noticed a vast quantity of people as well.
Well,
Seems a bit much. The town is swelling.
they keep to themselves pretty much. They don't like to talk to the likes of us outsiders. They're not big a fan of outsiders. They don't like people coming from out of town. They like it staying small and quaint, and I think they're already feeling the pressure of having too many people here for what they have to offer. And in this religion is popular out here. They love to come out here to worship, but they don't love to welcome new faces.
Which religion's that?
Uranite thing. They're all about that.
Yeah, we heard about that. Not a lot of that out east, but
They've been making quite a name for themselves.
we've definitely heard the name tossed around quite a bit since we've been out here on holiday.
Oh yeah, it's just very popular nowadays. Big new fad. Everyone's doing it.
Know anything about it?
Everyone's doing it.
The locomotion?
Do you know anything about it? You could enlighten us.
There's not too much. Some newfangled prophet says he was visited by an angel. And
I hate to toss around, words that stir people up, but it sounds a little cultish to me,
you get like some really nasty looks.
No, I mean this is like, I can roll if you want. I'm trying to have a nice quiet
You try
conversation.
to like really quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a roll for it. Just an arbitrary d20 roll.
I can play off of it too, if you like.
Nope.
It's a pretty empty bottle.
I think the Aaronites are cultists.
The anime bright light behind you.
I definitely didn't find a Marshall badge.
So I'll
That's a natural one, by the way.
I
folks.
can try to mitigate the damage you do. Being like, well, cousin, please keep an open mind. After all,
Call it like I see it.
And a closed mouth.
besides, I imagine the reverence of reputable name. What is he known by in a case?
So what you get is when you say this, you realize that as you're saying it, like you're trying to time it well to like be overcome by the sound around the room. Because these guys at the door stop talking and the bartender's paying you no attention, you sit down and have this conversation and like it's the exact wrong time.
Sure.
And the words come out when the room is dead quiet.
So when you're talking to somebody really loud at a concert and then the band ends the song.
Yep.
And then you're still yelling.
And then you're like, dick butts! And everyone around you just turns and looks.
Yep. Exactly that. You dick butts right in the center of their little inn here.
Yeah.
I turn around and just kind of...
These guys look like they're ready to rough somebody up. Like they're ready to gear up.
Down.
The two guys at the front?
The three guys at the table.
I say, gentlemen, do they look like they need more drinks?
They look like they are a little bloodthirsty.
Gentlemen, can I buy you all a drink?
They just sort of look at you. They make eye contact.
You have to forgive my gauche nature. I'm not from around here.
One of them looks at the other one. What's
My-
gauche mean?
I think what my cousin is trying to say
It means rude.
is that
Half goose, half moose.
we're very curious to know more about this new trend. I mean, goodness, if it's been catching this much attention, there must be something to it. I mean, how much do us outsiders really know? People who, apart from, and I look at the crowd, apart from people who have been in the thick of it, who truly have experienced it for themselves.
On a deception check, you're clearly trying to mislead them.
Yep. You got that right, buddy.
Oh!
25.
Off the bourbon glass. Off the bourbon glass.
25.
Wow!
Yeah,
25, that's a new campaign high.
Did you win D&D just now?
I got a 28 for initiative.
I did.
Yeah, did you really? Yeah, I did.
Oh shit!
With an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Write that down, because for funsies, every time somebody sets a new high score for a roll, I want to give out inspiration for it.
Alright.
That'd be fun.
Put in your initials.
Yeah. Actually, Kay,
Yes.
behind you on the corner of that is a little black box, cardboard. Pass that over to me. Alright. My writing is Garbo, but this way we can keep track of who has the high score. Perfect.
Yeah, Levi's trying to mitigate what T's saying
rolling
and
initiative,
be
or was that-
No, that was from before.
and be genuinely interested in knowing more and
It's-
calming people down.
It's
as well.
it's a Pyrrhic victory because I rolled a 28 on initiative and then immediately rolled a 1 on my my attack, my intimidation.
We should also have a widest spread award between like your one roll and the next
I
roll.
literally did 21.
So you fucked up the fastest.
Yeah. The fastest fuck up in the West.
Yeah.
Temperance hates it.
That's it.
I'll make it stop.
All right.
You know, someday in the future, I'm sure they're gonna make a pill for that.
So what's how's the crowd react?
Yeah, you lay this out for them, and you're covering for Doc, but when you say it, it's so persuasive that they are sort of entranced by you, and they sort of tune out Doc. They basically decided that Doc is a fuck up and not worth it.
Yeah, I'm like, E.
Yikes.
Here with my
And Perry's like,
Yeah.
one of those sorts of things. They are intrigued by you, and you get the feeling they're looking for a potential convert, right? So
Yes. Oh, he wades right into that.
yeah, and they are explaining to you, extolling on the virtues of their prophet and his visions, and an name that's thrown around a lot is the Archangel Zariah.
Archangel Zariah. Now that sounds like quite a character. Tell me more.
And what you hear is that Zariah visited their prophet
Uh-huh.
and spoke holy words unto him, where he was expected to basically bring about a new era for
That's
religious
Archangel?
followers. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, they start telling you about it. They don't like welcome you to their table, but they start talking, and sometimes they talk over each other, and sometimes they get excited about telling you a thing that they think is very interesting about the religion.
And since Levi's on a roll, he seems to be getting into it. Well, so this is just overwhelming, everybody. Who could I talk to learn more?
Give me a religion check for funsies.
Funsies. I don't know about that, Ben.
Not for play.
It's just the 7.
Okay.
Didn't roll very well.
You're not picking it up as quickly as you might want to as a player. They're telling you a lot of information, and some of it registers, but the vast majority of it is immediately filtered out by the part of your brain that detects this as cultist bullshit.
Yeah.
And it is overwhelmingly bizarre and rote.
But I can at least tell these people are very taken in by the
Utterly persuaded.
most of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Listening to the full
yeah,
line of the jive that they're feeding him, like, probably without realizing, he'll be sitting there with Doc's gonna be sitting there with his drink with this look of just like,
You are seeing Levi in his full.
this is a load of cultist bullshit.
You're all-
that's the look on my face.
That's crazy. I've heard
Yeah.
crazy before,
Yeah.
and that's a
That
dialect
is
I'm familiar with.
fucking crazy.
You're also seeing Levi blend in with them as if he's always believed this stuff. Like he does it effortlessly.
I took a note of that.
Um,
Yikes.
and so, So who was here last preaching about all this? I mean, my world is turned upside down.
The DM consults his notes.
You take your time, Mr. DM.
And what good notes they are.
They're really good. They're not as good as I thought they were.
They had musical. They have musical cues in them. That's
Why
correct.
they're
They
printed?
do a lot of musical cues. That's all the bold font.
They're printed and everything.
DM preparation lasts about 8 minutes, and then it's all making shit up.
Says, well, locally that'd be old Harl.
Old Harl. you said.
Harl.
Harl.
Carl's the preacher man.
That's Harl.
Not Billy Ray.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Where might I find Mr. Harl?
And the guy goes to speak, and he looks over, and the two guys are like, and he sort of gives him an eye roll. And he looks over and he says, well, old Harl's up in them hills. They got one of them tent towns up in there.
Oh, yes, a tabernacle, if I'm not mistaken.
They look at each other like with panicked looks, and he looks back at you like
Isn't that what they call it in the scripture?
I'm like,
He says,
We sent our 2 top men in for this mission.
Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
so no, the conversation goes well. But, you know, whiskey's flying around, guys are having private conversations, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And what you pick up, if you give me a perception check.
both of us.
Yes, please.
What's that? I can't see it.
I fuck.
That's a 16 on the die.
Alright, you got it.
The 16 on the die.
No, it's a 19.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
19 on the die.
Because the period's on the bottom of the 9.
Then that's a 19.
Dag nabbit.
Yeah, that is a 19.
Alright.
19's a lot, man.
And you got a fuck.
I got a fuck.
Alright.
So total of 2 for me.
So what happens is 2 people are talking at the same time. One of them is talking to you and is being very pleasant about it. And one of them, you over here, is saying, go fetch old Juanita.
That doesn't mean anything to me, obviously.
Nothing specific, but that's
But
what I hear.
you did meet a dwarf wearing a Spanish
I
fluid outfit.
I shake some hands, toast some whiskey, and say, like, I'm gonna go tell my cousin all about this and get him up to speed. Thank you everybody for talking to me.
At the same time, I'm turning over to you.
Yeah, I'm inching over, smiling with him, like, all right, so how'd it go?
We need to leave now.
I think I was.
Sorry for the microphone. We need to leave now. Stage whisper.
Of course, I think it's time we get back.
I agree.
All right, let's leave with smiles on our faces
Yes, let's.
and a song in our hearts. Let's be off.
And then Jed and Temperance and Gideon murder their way through the rest of the town.
We leave the tavern.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna try to get out the front of this place, get on our horses, and get the fuck out of
Yeah, looking as nonchalant as possible.
Yeah.
Like actual visitors to this place.
You get out of the tavern. And at this point,
Before Juanita shows up.
you folks who are not part of the scene
Yes.
are now the scene.
Yes.
You've tied up Solomon. Solomon's like, did I ever tell you about the time I went hunting for a wild boar?
Yep, sure did.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
How about that time about them coyotes?
Uh-huh.
Tell you the story about the
Heard
bear.
that one too.
The bear almost got.
3 times, Mr. Solomon.
Yeah.
Do we see our companions approaching?
Yeah, they're entering the town as you're leaving.
I will. Is that okay?
They are
Mr.
very
Blackburn?
impatient,
Yeah,
aren't
I don't
they?
know. I felt like I kind of maybe I shouldn't have done that.
No, you did right. Sometimes using what you
There's a lot
know
of talk.
will help people
Well,
and not hurt
background.
people. And well, you're just gonna have to decide for
Yes,
yourself what the
did you
difference
feel
is.
that,
I suppose. I think maybe I
Stand
should
by
say
real quick. I want you guys to have the roleplay on the mic. So let's start with these guys. I'll come back to you guys.
All right.
I think I just may need to be a bit more careful. That's all. But I appreciate that.
Well, you're keeping an eye out for the consequences of your actions. I don't think any man should be held to more account than that.
Thank you.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
That man could have run off, told some bad folk, gotten our friends hurt,
Yeah.
and then look, he's not hurt. He's he tied to a tree, but he ain't hurt. You did good.
He likes it very much.
All right. It's back to you two. You guys are having a
Down
conversation.
with that.
Yeah. Now, Doc, what did you hear to prompt us to have such an early exit? Well, I suppose not very early.
Well, I do appreciate, and I'm happy that you were able to be quite so excited about pumping those gentlemen from information.
Nothing really.
From the circumference of the room, some of the other conversations led me to believe that they intended to do us harm.
What led you to believe that? What did they say?
Besides the looks of utter distress at some of the topics that you were covering, I heard some fellows whisper, "Go get Juanita," which I assume is that surly dwarven woman we ran into on the way in.
She was very surly.
Extra dwarven.
I just thought it was getting a little too hot for our, without our companions here to back us up.
You're very correct. And I believe that's them over there coming into town.
Yeah, let's join up with them and see what we can find.
They are less one Solomon as they ride up to you.
Mm.
I don't find
They're
that.
without
I don't
salt.
find that as strange.
You left an innocent man with Jed. He's probably dead.
He's dead or tied to a tree.
Yeah.
One of those two things is
Might be both.
What?
He may be dead and tied to a tree.
Let's be real. You left an innocent man with Jed and Temperance. He's fucked either way.
Yeah.
Hello,
But
hello, good friends.
I'm taking liberty here. To
Well, we've
Get docked.
so Levi will greet them as usual with a joke. Well, we tested the whiskey and it's not that bad. You're welcome.
We also tested the townsfolk and they taste terrible.
Man, what were you doing?
Now,
And
Doc, do you intend to stay here all week? And should we tip our waitresses?
No, you should all probably know that we are actually in the town of Fortune. So it appears that where is Solomon?
He is tied up right now.
All tied up.
This town does seem to be.
You're being literal, aren't you?
We are.
This town does seem to be inundated with insane followers of the Aaronite religion.
Can I just say, we leave them alone for an hour and they tie a man up.
He's unharmed.
Mr. Williams, what do you
Just
think
ain't going
I do
nowhere.
for a living?
Well, this is coming from a man who nets people on a regular basis, so I can't exactly cast aspersions, can I?
Levi, it only seems prudent to me. He's a loose end. We have known nothing about him.
I have no intention of harming the man. I want to get him back home, but
That's
I was
it.
afraid to let him roam wild as he may.
Jedediah, he sought fortune. This is fortune. He's home.
There are a whole lot of Aaronite followers in this town, it would seem.
Oh,
And
yes.
as the subject was brought up in common parlance in the middle of the tavern, we got a lot of disparaging looks from quite a few of the denizens there.
Well, you
And
did.
you
I
said-
I made friends.
I'm gonna make some.
Let me set that straight. I noticed the disparaging looks that you did not, as you were enthralled by the conversation you were in.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna make some surreptitious eye contact with Gideon and say, well, while you were gone, we know some strange behavior out of our friend Solomon, and we felt it was prudent just to make sure he didn't escape into the darkness.
What was he doing?
Made some strange comments, talking about he never seen this place before, and you claim it's Fortune. If this is his home, he would have recognized it. We just wanted to make sure he didn't hurt himself or call down any sort of pain on us.
I
Yeah.
trust
It's
your, I
like
trust
I
your
said,
judgment 100%.
It's like I said, Doc, he's a bit addled, so we just didn't think he should be roaming around.
He ain't hurt, just restrained.
Well, let's deliver him and take his bullets and be done with him.
Now, you mentioned it was new construction in the town of Fortune, right?
Newish. 30, 40 years at the most.
In any case, the place does not seem very welcoming.
We definitely got a lot of strange looks on the way in, which is to be expected for strangers, but as the conversation in the tavern progressed, it seemed to get more and more hostile. I did notice one of the denizens tell another to go fetch someone definitely in reaction to us being there, so we decided to leave before things got too hot without a lot of you around to back us up.
Nah.
Any sign of our quarry?
Not that I saw.
In regards to Mr. Solomon, have y'all ever heard the tale of Rip Van Winkle?
Of course I have.
Perhaps he's been out here for more than a day or so.
Business.
Stranger things have happened.
It's good business.
That's that sleeping fella, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we also met a man named Perry. He has a claim in these parts, and he is, in his own words, tolerated by the people here.
Levi.
He said he was from out east, and was Yeah, as Levi said, politely tolerated by the denizens of this town.
He was friendly and polite to his credit, and he seemed to be not exactly indoctrinated into the trendy religion of the time, the Aaronites. Yes, indeed, the Aaronites have a foothold here.
So could it be that maybe there's something less sinister and more of just you and Doc failed to make friends?
Well, I think there is plenty of sinister stuff going on. That is why fate has brought us here. Does the name Zariah mean anything to any of you?
Religion check for everybody, and Paul has advantage.
Can I make it even though I'm not trained?
Yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
I
I'm gonna make
that.
no. I was gonna say I might can take my 4, but I'm not gonna do that much with me. That'd be terrible.
Non-natural 20.
11?
Damn, Paul!
So I just rolled
Damn, son! God damn!
19. No, 19.
18.
Wow!
All right. Let's start with Doc. Doc, you've heard the name Zariah. It's part of this newfangled religion. Beyond that, the exact specifics are not known to you. But you know some basics about it. Just basically the spark notes of what the religion's about, and that Zariah is a big deal. Paul, Gideon knows that Zariah is one of the foremost figures of the Aaronite religion, being an angel who came to Earth, sacrificing some element of divinity to become one who walks among mortals.
Okay.
And there is some theory and theologic speculation that Zariah made a great sacrifice to become, as those who walk on the earth.
Okay. Should I have a good vibe or a bad vibe? Does the name make me nervous or not?
Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Temperance, what you know, what you get is that Zariah was a prophet who was an angel who apparently fell to earth.
Ow.
There are stories about whether it was a fall or if it was voluntary or if he was sent out or if he was chosen for the job.
Did he fall? Was he pushed? Did he jump?
Yes. Zariah was what led the prophet to start the Aaronite religion in the modern times. You also know a little bit of a history about the Aaronites with the role that you have. Probably because you've probably betted a few in your career, and they tend to utter all sorts of things about the divine when they are in bed.
As most men do.
Yes. They are originally from Missouri. The original prophet was from Missouri.
Oh.
And they worked their way out of Missouri up into Utah.
It's misery. Get it right?
Sorry.
Actually, no, in character, if you share this with Jed, there will be a reaction. Just let me know.
They are originally from Missouri. After being forced out of Missouri for a series of unfortunate events, they made their way through the Rocky Mountains out to Utah.
I've relayed this information quietly.
Utah and also Wyoming and some parts of Montana that are unsettled.
Well, look at that. Archangel has quite the storied past.
Given my history with Missouri, do you think I could weasel my way into an advantage?
No, but you can make a history check instead of a religion check. You're really good at that, right?
Yeah, it's my specialty. 1.
You
I know.
suck.
I've heard of Missouri. I've been there.
Special is the word.
I was out in Missouri.
I've been to Missouri once or twice. Killed a bunch of folk.
Yeah, Missourians mostly.
That was actually my specialty through my teenage years.
Yep.
You said it's what time of day is it again? Afternoon?
It's like evening at this point, yeah. Early evening.
I hate to say it, but we probably should think about bunking down for the night here. The hotel is not a very popular place, but it's a place nonetheless. But first, let's drop off our Solomon cargo. It's a good name.
Solomon Cargo, that's your backup character.
Yeah.
So I asked the question, which was...
I'm sorry, I was peeing.
Does this guy, does this name give me a bad vibe or a good vibe? And you said you'd hold that thought.
Oh, yes. It was Zariah.
Yes. And it can be totally personal with me. It doesn't have to be indicative of anything.
Text him.
No, I'm trying to think of the
50-50
best way to
if you
describe
don't know.
this. Based on explicitly what you were taught, it should give you a good vibe.
Okay.
Based on your character background and what has led you to where you are now, it should not.
I'm okay with that. So it's taught as a good vibe, but my personal experience with how negative everything was for me gives me a bad vibe.
Yes.
I am okay with that.
Yeah.
That actually is totally fine.
I think that's the best way I can think to describe it without making it incredibly obtuse.
So, my friends, the question is, do we decide to bunk down for the night, or do we risk some personal exhaustion and continue the chase into the night?
I would offer a third suggestion.
Hit it.
Well, as unfriendly as this town seems to be, I suspect the answers to some of our questions may lie within. I say we take the risk. Bunk down, see what happens in the town.
Always make things interesting, Jedediah.
I solve problems with guns, Mr. Williams, and, well, from what you described, plenty of problems in that town need solving.
Well, at the risk of sounding callous, seems the only problem this town has is overpopulation. Do you see how swelled it is?
I do. That problem can also be solved with guns.
That was the implication of my
Well, then we are of a like mind.
sentence. Sometimes I hope I can say one sentence and get the whole point across, but it doesn't always work that way. I looked to Blythe. Learned man, am I right?
8-year-old eye roll.
Yeah.
10-year-old eye roll.
12
Blank
viral.
stare.
Thank you, Ben. Now I have 2 inspirations.
There you go. Use
Again.
'em.
I got a rock.
All right, let's head to the hotel.
Oh, everybody's buying into my stupid plan.
Al hotel.
Oh, and not for nothing. Why don't we all just watch out for any heavyset woman named Juanita?
Well, you don't have to tell me twice.
Should we be leaving, what's
We
his
should-
name?
we-
Addlebrain.
Oh,
tied up in the
Wolfbait,
woods
yeah.
We really should deliver him. Let's fetch him from whatever thing you tied him to and deliver him onto his home, which he doesn't recognize apparently, but that's not our problem.
Now,
Sure, that's
I
a good
do-
idea.
Go ahead, Ken.
I aim to stir the pot.
Never mind.
Well,
It's gonna be a joke.
nothing he could do anything worse than stir that pot.
One of you fetch him. I'll get us some rooms.
Why don't we go fetch him? I think we caused this mess. We'll go take care of it.
All right, Gideon, come on.
I would offer us a room together, Miss Temperance, but I fear the cost. Unless you want to do some pro bono work. He says this with humor.
Pro boner.
Mr. Williams, that has not been the first time a man has offered some pro bono work for me.
Then I will place you with someone who will not incur expenses.
Oh no, Mr. Williams, I did not say that I was turning down your offer.
I mean, if anybody in the party, you're the bono pro.
Got her.
Mr. Williams, I will give you a friend's discount. Just between you and me, don't go advertising it. I'll put
I wouldn't dream of it.
$15 on your tab.
He just chuckles.
Oh my god, I just saw
We will
that
see
wordplay joke.
where things go.
$15, Mr. Williams.
At some point, I will negotiate with maybe buying you a nice dress instead. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go procure us some rooms,
Oh,
and you fetch your guest.
Hot.
hostage, guest, it's all the same.
Well, perhaps you should be paying me. He tugs at his nuts.
Jedediah and Gideon are going to go untie.
He's going to remember I did that. That's why I didn't want the others fetching, because he would have just blabbed.
Well, don't worry, he'll just be happy enough to be untied from that tree.
Okay.
And I'll head to the hotel and, as I say, try to get us some rooms.
How long does I assume it's charm person you used?
Yes, so it's an hour.
1 hour. Yeah, it's worn off by the time you get back for sure. Yeah.
So I will sit down and have a brief conversation with Mr. Dawes before I cut him loose.
He's like at this point struggling against the rope, trying to get out.
Solomon, you don't mind if I call you Solomon, do you?
Mind very much just about everything about you people right about now.
Well, yeah, that's to be understood and well earned. Now, nothing I can say is going to convince you otherwise, but you need to trust that when I had you tied to this tree, it was because I was afraid that, well, what you were fixing to do was going to get us and you and, well, pretty much everybody I care about into a heap of trouble. Now, we can agree on one thing, and that is, aside from the whole tree tying incident, we have not done any harm to you. Is that correct?
There's something about that one. Something ain't right.
He's a little boy, you know. Sometimes little boys, they don't strike people the right way. You leave him be.
We're awful.
Now, here's what I'm planning to do, and I'm gonna cut you loose. All right, which is what you want, right? We agree on that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be on your merry, and the town of Fortune is just right there through their trees. I understand you don't recognize it. Is that the truth?
I haven't been here in a while.
How long's a while?
Couple days, week.
You sure about that?
Sort of shrugs.
How long you been lost in them woods? For real? You think you've just been gone a week? Because I think it's longer.
He thinks. He's just looking around at the area around him, and give me an insight check.
That is 16 plus 2 is 18.
When he says, yep, you think there's a shred of doubt in there.
Well, I'm going to let you go, but I want you to think on any decisions you might make and not do anything rash. Take in what you see and give it some careful consideration because, well, things around here just don't seem to add up, and I'm afraid that you might see some things and jump to some conclusions that might be incorrect. If you decide that what you're seeing isn't what you're recollecting, you come find us and we're going to figure that out, because things just ain't right around here.
He gives you a nod. He looks panicked.
You know what? And you keep them bullets. The ride was free of charge on account of the tying up and whatnot.
He gives you a nod. Eyes are big as saucers.
You got an iron to put those bullets in?
I left the shotgun with the horse.
Oh yeah, shotgun shells, right? All right. I'll tell you what. As a sign of trust between the two of us, since we've had sort of a rocky meeting, I'm gonna give you a gun, 6 bullets. Take those shotgun shells off your hands since you got no shotgun to put them in. But a revolver and 6 bullets, and you have my word that I will not touch my guns when I cut you free. If you decide to draw on me, well then, you'll have to deal with those consequences. But
Should I deduct that from the
yes, you should.
list of...
So I'll give him a light
Warehouse
revolver.
of firearms.
Yeah, a light revolver and
Gun bank.
6 rounds.
All right.
The bank bank.
So
Yes.
this is the most powerful way I know to show trust to a man, and that is to wrong him and give him a loaded weapon. So when I give you this, you know that I mean what I'm telling you. If you find what you see does not match your recollection, you come find me and let me know what you think is going on around here.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Advantage.
And don't tell them what you get.
Don't tell anybody what I got?
Except me.
Alright,
You just show me.
Plus?
plus nothing.
Any modifier?
Nope.
Okay. He gives you a panic nod.
Alright, I untie the rope, and I hand him a light revolver with 6 rounds in the chamber. Or in the cylinder.
Slowly puts it by his hip. Yeah, no, he takes it with a panicked look. You cut the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
He waits for you to leave.
I walk away.
Yep.
Hands up, don't shoot.
He's got shaking hands on the gun as you leave. He's not pointing it at you, but he's like got it in his lap. And once you leave, you no longer know what's going on with him, but he will depart, presumably.
Can I get an aside with Gideon away from the rest of the party?
Yes.
This is what you're going to have to learn how to do. You already know how to do the beginning part where you get them to do what you want to do. But if they wake up and realize what it is you've done, you're going to have to develop that trust all over again. You understand?
That was great. Mister. That was the best.
Well, be careful who you try that trick on. Some of them will turn that gun on you. Yeah. I had a feeling Mr. Dawes there wasn't the shooting type. But, you know.
You're really good at what you do. I don't know how you learned all this, but you're smarter than I think people give you credit for.
Well, I come from a place where
those guys.
you got to know a man in the blink of an eye, because you're either going to befriend him or shoot him, and there just ain't no in between.
Yeah.
Someday I'll tell you all about it.
You do got to know that if he gets to town, he's going to tell him all about me, and I don't know what to do about that.
You let me worry about that. We got Doc and Mr. Williams. We'll square that right away for you.
Yeah, I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
We got Temperance.
3 out of 4.
What are your intelligence and wisdom scores?
Agreed.
Intelligence 10, Wisdom 14.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah.
That jives.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if it was like a 12 and 11 scenario, I was going to have you flip-flop them.
How's my hotel room procuring going?
You were met with frosty resilience from the clerk, but eventually, after you give them proper money...
Was that the clerk's name?
How much
His name
money?
is
How much
Frosty
money?
Resilience.
I'm Frosty Resilient. Here's a beer.
How much money?
It's someone who's very cold to you. They act distant, they don't really have any interest in you. They don't seem to care that much about your money, but...
Persuasion?
Not necessary.
Okay.
They take your money, they offer you a room. It's
How much
just
money?
not a pleasant encounter.
What do I mark off?
$4.
Oh my god. Okay.
Is that for everybody or for just him?
It's one room with 4 beds.
Oh,
That's what we're getting. Okay, that's a lot of fucking money.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give you $1.
And I think we should set watch on this hotel room, since stirring up the pot is pretty much the plan here.
When my companions arrive, we got one room, 4 beds.
Let's use this one.
Some of us may have to get cozy.
Oh, well, that's certainly not the worst accommodations I've slept in. Though Chunks Duster is a paying customer.
I will say, I'd say give Temperance a bed, give Gideon a bed, then the 2 of you can have a bed. I'll sleep on the floor. That's fine.
Doc and I could split a bed, because I have a feeling we're taking watch shifts.
That's fair too.
Yeah. We'll hot rack it.
So 3 of you
I'll
can have a bed.
I will share a bed with anyone. No worries there.
I thought you were going to make me sleep in a drawer.
There's the thought.
What kind of outfit do you think this is, Gideon?
Doc, we should all be sleeping on a mattress so we can be at peak physical condition when we wake up.
I think that is the arrangement.
That was the funniest goddamn.
That's really good.
Can you inspire him or
Yeah, I was
something?
gonna say.
I get no inspiration love in this game.
Do you have it right now?
I do not.
Yeah, you can have it.
Why don't we keep it simple?
I have no badges to give you. That's the problem.
Temperance, ensure that the... Why don't you share the bed with Gideon? He is small of size and you can protect him.
No, the 3 of you have a bed, sleep the whole night. He and I will take half the night's sleep each. Take watch and sleep on the opposite.
You know there's 4 beds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright.
So here's how I'm going to adjudicate watches. The DMG suggests having 3 people take a watch. With 2 people taking a watch, here's what will happen. No levels of exhaustion. Basic hit point recovery, no hit dice recovery.
Uh-huh.
No spells, no once-a-day things recharge.
Don't have anything expended.
Yeah, we
I don't think
we're-
either of you do, so this is a
the 2
perfect
fighters
choice.
are like, yeah, we
got this. Exactly.
We live off of short rest.
Yeah, we
It's all
already
good.
No, and narratively, what makes sense for the 2 people to be on watch to be doing? Like, it's
Yeah.
the 2 of you, like,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm going to adjudicate it, and that just makes sense.
I love this party. We're so great.
It's a cool party. Who's taking the first watch?
You.
All right, Jedediah, you're taking the first watch.
Yep.
Your watch is from, we'll say, like 11
I
to
like
4.
that's in character too.
Rochambeau for it.
Like 11 to 4 a.m. probably is your watch. or
Yeah,
something.
and I'm literally just leaning back in a chair with the shotgun across my lap, outside in the hallway, outside the room, just with the chair against the door.
In the hallway.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there? Well, okay. Wait, before I make that decision, for sure. Are we on the first or second floor?
Second floor.
Is there a window?
Not in the hallway.
Is there a window facing the outside?
There's a bunch in the room.
Is there like a fire escape or an easy way to access those windows from the outside?
There's one of those balconies, and then there's like a little rope ladder that drops down.
Okay. Then no, I will open the door to the hallway, chairs in the hallway, facing the hallway, but I'm actually inside the room.
Okay. Give me a perception check. DC very high.
You can do it.
I believe that I can. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I can't do it. It's 7.
That's a big hole.
4 a.m. arrives, and you believe your shift is over as the first rays of blue light rise over the horizon.
I kick Doc in the boots.
Yeah, I'm up.
Yep. Your watch.